Tara's got somebody? Great.
My name is John Kwamia from NBTY Incorporated. We're a vitamin manufacturer out of Long Island. We've been on Appian about 6 months. And my question is, how do you measure success in deploying this? Because in the end, I think all the questions we've talked about today could be summarized if we could agree on how we would measure success.
Okay, panelists, how do you measure success?
We use, the very easy approach is the cost metrics. And when it comes to the process improvement, that can be measured by a reduction of time it takes to process a transaction, or the cost incurred, or the quality metrics, a very specific set of measurements that matter to our clients. But that's just one way. And then there are other ways that are not really measurable very easily, like the value of the social, for example, and collaboration brought into it, the adoption, the client engagement. I'm sure there are some ways to measure client engagement, but probably not that easy. I guess the cost side of it, the metrics, the cost and quality metrics, those are probably the most predominantly used at Crawford. We go into a project usually with a very clearly defined ROI that has already, the ROI analysis that has already put the thought of the benefits up front. We already actually predict or analyze what will be the benefits by implementing this or that. And that goes, again, the cost cutting, the revenue, new revenue generation. That's another thing for new products. The agility that we get allows us to roll out new products quickly.
Okay. Anyone?
For us at LiUNA, so the tangible way to measure success is that people are using our applications and it's assisting in growing our organization, right? Tangibly, if we implement this application down at all the local levels and we see that that contractors are using it and we're growing our membership through it, that's a tangible way for us to judge success. But I think, all too often in IT, you end up forcing things down users' throats, and they don't want to adopt it, and they look at you as basically just the gadget guy or the guy that's making me do something that's different than the job I've always done in the past. Well, I think the soft way to explain success is that people like using the tool. People naturally move towards it and migrate towards it, instead of when a lot of times you roll out this application and everyone's just angry because it's changed the way they do their job. What we want to see is people adopt it. People, just like you said, Sergo, start to adopt the social collaboration, start to interact within the tool, start to use it as their main my end goal that's going to show success is that every day they're in Appian all day to do most of their job. That's where I really want to see the success.
Yeah. I think as a sort of IT organization, as a business process organization, we have a sort of speed and cost target, but our biggest measure that we sort of rely on is feedback to a large extent from the business. So we run forums with people from the business, so we have our own Appian forum, and essentially we get them together, we get it through Tempo as well, and essentially we're trying to, if they're adopting it, if they're using it properly, and we're getting all the other benefits as well, that's success for us. And yes, we have the metrics that we're measuring, but really the primary thing is getting people to use these new methods, because if they don't use them and they bypass them, then all the benefits that we're getting will never actually be achieved.
Right. And from the Appian view, obviously, it's easy to say success is measured by how successful our clients are, but from this show, we've been trying to show you and demonstrate that through a number of different things. The fact that we're subsidizing services to make sure that you're successful with your implementations, the fact that we measure our own services people by how effectively you're deploying and using the product to achieve value, as opposed to looking at billable hours as how we measure our own people. So, we've made concrete decisions to create things like Appian Labs, even at our investment to make sure that you're successful. And that's really, I think, been one of the primary themes of this show in terms of how are we going to invest in you. So we've got time for one last question. Tara, Alyssa, do you have anyone? No?